Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Crosswhite. We're going to get started on your crazy cactus collage today. So the first thing we're going to do is your background. Now your background, you can use a piece of colored paper or you can use a piece of white paper, so don't worry if you don't have colored paper. And you're going to need a set of crayons, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get started with the background. So here's my paper, and I'm going to make sure my paper is nice and tall. Now, we've talked about lines at the beginning of the year, and there's all different kinds of lines artists use. But a line is simply a dot that went on a walk, if we remember that from the beginning of the year. So you can think of your lines as dots that go on a walk. Now, you can use different lines. You can make patterns with your lines. It's up to you. You can even switch up the colors so that way you have really bright background with lots of different lines. Now, if you need some examples of lines, you can go to the next slide, which has a few examples of different lines you can make. So right now I'm using straight lines, wavy or loopy lines, and zigzag lines. And I'm actually making a little bit of a pattern here with them. So I'm doing like an ABC pattern with these lines for my crazy cactus collage. Now in the next video, we'll actually draw your cactus. And again, if you don't have a piece of colored paper, a piece of white paper works really well too. And I'm going to keep my lines going all the way to the bottom of my paper because I want my whole paper to be full of different lines. All the way to the bottom. Now, if when you finish, you think to yourself, I've got some extra space and some extra color. Maybe you want to add some dotted lines or dashed lines, you certainly can. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I could totally add a dotted line to the top and to the bottom. So don't think you have to stop. You can add more if you would like. It is your background after all. So I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to add some in between as well. Add a little more color to my patterns. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up so I can get started on my cactus here in a minute. So once you have your background done, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put this off to the side. And in a minute, we will start your cactus.